Hello and welcome you all to lecture 6 of deep learning subject for MTech third semester. And in this lecture, I am going to discuss about NAV Bayesian classifier. So, in the last lecture, in lecture 5, I have given you a brief overview of NAV Bayesian classifier. And in this lecture, I will discuss some of the basic concepts of NAV Bayesian classifier as well as how it can be used to classify a given problem, and then I will discuss about variety of the problem where NAV Bayesian classifier is used. Okay, so going on, so we start with what is NAV Bayesian classifier. So NAV Bayesian classifier is based on Bayes theorem with independent assumptions between predictor. So it is based on Bayes theorem of conditional probability. So you all know the concept of conditional probability, and in conditional probability we are interested in finding the outcomes of any event. So outcome of any event depends on the action of some outcomes of any event, or depends on uh, the event or any action that we take. So suppose, for example, if I toss a coin and I am interested to know whether the outcome of the tossing a coin will either be head or tail. So tossing a coin is a event and outcome is the head or tail. So I am actually interested in the outcome head or tail, and that outcome is dependent on the given event, that is that is tossing a coin. So that is known as conditional probability. And in conditional probability, if suppose I am interested in outcome, say head or tail, and it depends on any event, say A. So we calculate the probability of H given A. So we have performed any event, and what is the outcome of the event. So similarly, if I want to know the probability of whether head or tail is coming, so if I am interested in knowing whether tail is coming, so I would like to know probability of tail given the event A, event of tossing a coin. So, going on, NAV Bayesian classification model is easy to build with no complicated iterative parameter estimation. So it is a simplest model, uh, and it do not require any iterative parameter estimation, which makes it more useful for large data set. So we can use it for solving many kind of problem. We can use it for solving disease classification problem, or we can use it for solving a spam filtering from mail, or so on and so forth. So suppose a news channel, if you go on any online news channel, and you can see on the top of the categories of news channel, they will only enlist some few top news, whereas rest of the news will be shown in the bottom of that online news portal, because they use a NAV Bayesian classifier, and based on the importance of a news, they will only categorize the news which can be visible on the top of the news, that is breaking news, and rest of other news which they do not want to show it as breaking news, that will comes later on the bottom of the pages. Similarly, if I say use of any emailing system like Gmail, and in Gmail you have seen only important mails will be seen in your inbox, and rest of the other mail like social media mail, or mail related to social media, or mail related to some offer. It may be bank offer, it may be credit card offer, or other type of business related mails will not come in your inbox, but it comes under different categories of inbox, like it may be social media inbox, it may be business mail inbox. So all of these applications are actually using NAB Bayesian classifier. And going on, despite its simplicity, it outperforms most significant classification method. So, however, NAB Bayesian classifier is very simple. It is based on Bayes theorem of conditional probability, but it outperforms the other classification method because of its simple mechanism to calculate outcome for any given event. So as I have said, NAB Bayesian classifier is an example of supervised learning problem, and it is an example of classification problem. So in supervised learning and in classification problem, as we have discussed, when the output of any problem is categorical output, that is, we are interested in finding whether the output is positive or negative, or whether output is 0 or 1, or so on and so forth. So that type of classification problem is known as NAB Bayesian classification. So, in NAB Bayesian, Bayes' theorem provide a way of calculating the posterior probability. The posterior probability, that is what I was saying, that is conditional probability. Like I am interested to know whether a player will play cricket or football or golf, or whether a customer will buy a particular item from shop, yes or no, or whether a customer will buy computer, yes or no, or so on and so forth. So we want to calculate, we want to know the outcomes of any event, and that event may be a number of independent attributes. Suppose, for example, I would like to know whether a player will play cricket, golf, or football depending on number of condition, like what is the outlook of the day, whether a day is sunny, whether the day is overcast, or whether there is rainy day, or so on and so forth. What is the temperature of the day, whether it is very hot, whether it is mild, whether it is cold, or so on and so forth. What is the condition of wind, whether it is a strong wind, or there is a medium wind, or there is less wind, and so on and so forth, because most of the game depend on the some external condition, and based on these external out attribute, we would like to know on a given set of condition whether a player will play some game or not. Similarly, if we talk about patient record, and patient may, I would like to diagnose a patient for a specific illness, but that specific illness, to identify that illness, I need to know some of the parameter, what is the blood pressure, what is the temperature, what is the glucose value, what is the hemoglobin value of a human body. So these are some of the attribute which depending on which we can identify the disease of a particular patient, so on and so forth. So in Bayes theorem, similarly, we can use NAB Bayesian classifier, where I am interested to know on a given set of attribute of a patient, whether a patient has a particular type of disease, yes or no. Okay, or on a given set of condition of temperature, day, or windy condition, or raining, I would like to know whether a player will play a game or yes or no. So the same outcomes we can calculate using a NAB based conditional probability, that is known as post-rear probability. So post-rear probability is calculated by P probability of class given X. So C is nothing but the class and X are the number of independent attributes. So as I have told you, the attributes may be temperature, blood pressure, and sugar level and hemoglobin and so on and so forth, based on which I would like to identify some kind of disease. And this is known as posterior probability. So I would like to know whether a patient has a type of disease, or whether a player will play a game, or so on and so forth. So similarly, we can calculate the posterior probability by using a formula that you can see, that is equal to, on the right hand side you can see probability of attribute given class, that is known as likelihood, and it is multiplied with probability of a class divided by probability of attribute. So PCX is P of a class given X is a posterior probability of a class when we know the value of attribute, and PC is the prior probability, that is known probability of a class, and PXC is a likelihood, which is the probability of predictor given class, and PX is the prior probability of the predictor. As there is a prior probability of class, similarly we have a prior probability of predictor or attribute. So in other way, on the bottom you can see there is another equation. We can calculate the posterior probability of a class given X. So when X are n number of attribute, so we can calculate the probability of a class given X by calculating the multiplication of likelihood of each attribute given class. So suppose we have n number of attributes, so we can calculate the probability of class given X as follows. So it will be likelihood of X1 given class multiplied with likelihood of X2 given class multiplied with likelihood of Xn given class, and so on and so forth, and probability of finally we multiply the probability of class. So is it so? So can we move to next slide? So as I have told you, the posterior probability, that is conditional probability, I am interested to know, and that is given by probability of class given attribute. So to calculate the posterior probability, we need to construct a frequency table for each attribute against the target. So first, for first statement, you must understand, to calculate the posterior probability, we need to construct a frequency table for each attribute. Suppose I am talking about the outlook of the day. I am interested to know whether a player will play a game, yes or no. So suppose I am talking about one attribute or one input, that is outlook of the day. How a day look like. Suppose a day is a sunny day. Suppose a day is overcast day, or suppose a day is rainy day. So I am interested the frequency table for each attribute. So here the attribute is Outlook, and Outlook has three different input, that is rainy day, overcast day, and sunny day. So here you can see on the left hand side, this is a frequency table, and in frequency table, uh, for attribute Outlook, we have three parameters, that is sunny, overcast, and rain. And you can see uh, there are two classes, that is player will play golf, yes or no. So there will be two class, yes or no. And suppose we have collected 14 days data uh, on the given condition of Outlook. So Outlook may be rainy or overcast or sunny, and we have collected 14 days data where 3, 4, 2, 3 is the rainy day, sunny day where player is able to play the game, and 4 overcast day where player is able to play the game, and 2 rainy day player is not player is able to play the game. Similarly, on 2 sunny day, player is not able to play the game, and on 3 rainy day, player is not able to play the game. So there is 9 yes value and 5 no value. So you can calculate the sum, that is total 14 days. Out of 14 days, there are 5 sunny days, 4 overcast days, and 5 rainy days. So, if I am interested in knowing whether on a given sunny day a player will play the golf, yes or no. So, suppose I want to calculate the posterior probability of yes given sunny. Okay, so this will be calculated by equalizing the previous formula. You can see posterior probability is equal to likelihood of x given c multiplied with prior probability of class divided by prior probability of attribute. Okay, so for this, we need to convert the frequency table to the likelihood table, and finally using Nab-Bayesian equation as discussed in previous slide, we calculate the posterior probability for each class. So we can calculate the posterior probability for each class, and then the class with the highest posterior probability is the outcome of the prediction. So we can calculate the posterior probability of yes given sunny, and we can calculate the posterior probability of no given sunny condition, and then we compare whether yes given sunny is greater than no given sunny. Then we can predict on a given sunny day the player is able to play the game. Similarly, for overcast condition, we can calculate the posterior probability of yes given overcast and no given overcast, and which one is having highest value, that will be the outcome of the predictor. So we need to calculate each outcome. We need to calculate posterior probability for each class, yes and no, and then we finally compare which class has highest posterior probability, and that will be the outcome of the prediction. So this is how Nab-Bayesian classifier works. So as I have told you, if I am interested in calculating posterior probability of yes given sunny, and yes given sunny uh, will be calculated by using the Nab-Bayesian formula, that is we would like to know the likelihood of sunny given yes multiplied with prior probability of yes, and multi divided by prior probability of sunny. So you can see there are total yes is 9 and the total number of days are 14. So if I would like to know the prior probability of yes, so there will be total yes is 9 and total number of days is 14. So prior probability of yes will be 9 by 14, that is 0.64. Similarly, if I would like to know the prior probability of attribute sunny, so you can see there are 3 sunny days and 2 uh, sunny days on which player will play and 2 sunny days on which player will not play. So total number of 5 sunny days out of 14 days. So if I would like to know the prior probability of sunny, that is 5 divided by 14. And if you want to calculate the likelihood of sunny given yes, so I am interested in uh, whether on a sunny day, whether a player will play a game, yes. So how much their total number of yes? Total number of yes is 9, and how many day on sunny day player will play the game? That is 3. So 3 divided by 9 will give you the conditional likelihood of sunny given yes. So now, if I would like to calculate the posterior probability of yes given sunny, that is mm, likelihood of sunny given yes, that is 3 by 9 is multiplied with prior probability of yes, that is 9 by 14. So 9 by 14 is 0.64 and divided by the prior probability of sunny, that is 0.36. So then here you will get the posterior probability of yes given sunny as zero point 0.6. So similarly, you can also calculate no given sunny, and once you calculate, then you can design a classifier and compare these two value. And if yes given sunny is greater than no given sunny, then classifier will give me the output that player will play the golf, else the player will not play the golf. So I think here you understand all the basic concept. So moving on, and now I will take the extended example. So in the previous slide, we have seen only one attribute, that is outlook. Uh, and outlook has 3 input: sunny, overcast, rainy. So here you can see 4 frequency table. That is, one is outlook, second is temperature, third is humidity, fourth is windy condition. So outlook has 3 input, that is sunny, overcast, rain. Temperature has 3 input: hot, mild, cold, or humidity has 2 input, that is high and normal. And windy condition has 2 input. And in all these table you can see the number of days, that is we have collected 14 days data only. So 342, that is 9 days, and 203 is 5 days. So 9 plus 5 is 14 days. Similarly, you can see here temperature 243, that is 9 days, and for yes, and 221 is 5 days. So the total sum of 9 plus 5 is 14 days. Similarly, you can see for humidity also, whether the humidity is high or normal, there will be two values, that is 3 and 6, that is 9, and 4 and 1, that is 5. So 9 plus 5 is 14. And similarly, you can see for windy condition, whether false or true, total number of yes value is 9 and total number of no value is 5. So that is how you understand the total 14 days data, but there are four different attributes. We have considered outlook, temperature, humidity, and windy condition. Okay, so these data is known as training data, and now if a new outcome which I am looking for, I have collected all these data. I know what is the condition of outlook on previous 14 days, what is the condition of temperature on previous 14 days, what is the condition of humidity on previous days, and what is the condition of windy on previous 14 days. Now, I need to design a classifier when we have a new kind of input that is known. I would like to know on a given condition whether a player will play game or not. So let us assume that we have a new data set which consists of uh, of four different conditions, and they have asked me, based on these conditions, you have to design a classifier that can give me answer yes or no. So, what are those conditions? You can see the value of outlook is rainy, that is, the day is rainy day, temperature is mild, humidity is normal, windy condition is true. So, I need to design a classifier that can give me the answer whether player will able to play golf yes or no. Okay, so first I would like to calculate, you can see this formula, the lower formula of NAB Bayesian condition, that I would like to calculate, I would like to know the prior probability of class given attribute. Okay, so it is calculated by multiplication of likelihood of each attribute given class with the prior probability of the class. You can see on the bottom. So similarly, here we can apply the uh, posterior probability formula, and here we calculate the likelihood of yes. So as I have told you, we need to calculate posterior probability for each class, that is yes and no. And then we compare both of these class, and which one is having highest value, that will be the outcome of the classifier. So if I calculate the posterior probability of yes, then you can see the posterior probability, that is likelihood of uh, rainy given yes, multiplied with temperature equal to mild given yes, multiplied with humidity equal to normal given yes, and multiplied with windy condition given true for yes, and uh, all of these values are multiplied with prior probability of yes. So we all know what is the likelihood of rainy given yes. So there will be from the day, if you remember, 342. So there are two rainy days, so it will be 2 by 9. The probability of rainy given yes will be 2 by 9. Probability of, we all know the temperature mild value, how many number of days where temperature is mild, so there will be 4 days, and out of 4 days what will be the mild value when given condition is yes. So it is 4 by 9, and when humidity is normal and given condition is yes, so it will be 6 by 9. And what is the prior probability of yes? That is 9 divided by 14. So now we multiply 2 by 9 with 4 by 9 and 6 by 9 and 3 by 9 and 9 by 14. So here you will get the output of posterior probability, that is 0.014109347. So you can see, and similarly, next we calculate the posterior probability for no, and that is calculated by likelihood of each attribute against no. So when for each attribute, we calculate the likelihood when the given condition is no. So rainy when given value is no, mild when given value is no, humidity normal when given value is no, and windy condition true when uh, uh, the given condition is no. And what is the prior probability of no? So we know there are, for each attribute there will be 5 days where the value is no. So now for each condition, we know raining given no, that is 3 by 5, mild given no is 2 by 5, and normal given no is 1 by 5, and windy condition given true, given no is 3 by 5. And then we multiplied, since there are total 5 number of days where player will not able to play the game, so the prior probability of no will be 5 by 14. So this gives you the answer 0.010285714. Is it okay? So here you have calculated the posterior probability for yes and posterior probability for no. So now you need to normalize these two values, and normalization, yes and no, will be done by, if I would like to normalize yes, then we calculate the yes divided by sum of yes plus no. So yes value is 0.014109347. You can see 0.014109394 is divided by sum of yes and no. So you can see sum of yes and no. So here you will get the value of normalization, that is 0.5783689999. Similarly, if I would like to normalize the value of no, so then we divide the value of no with sum of yes and no, and this will give you 0.4216. And here I will design a classifier and compare, if yes is greater than the value of no, then player will play the game, else player will not play the game. So that is how we can use. It is very simple method, and it does not require iterative calculation. That's why it is simple and powerful. So here we come to conclude, we come to the end of this lecture, and I will give another lecture on, say, next lecture. In next lecture, we will cover the decision tree algorithm, and in decision tree, how we see the decision tree is different from Bayesian classifier. So I hope you understand all these concepts, and you have a better understanding of Bayesian classifier. So in next lecture we discuss whether, if you have any difficulty, you can ask me uh, uh, on this lecture, on next lecture, and so on and so forth. So here we come to the conclusion, and I thank you all for listening to this lecture, and thank you very much.